Good morning, Coach. How are you?
I'm doing well. How's Sean and RJ doing today?
Man, this week is just it's been a slow. Has it felt like that for you? We can't get to the weekend.
Yeah.
We're talking about the same angles and topics 50,000 times. We're just like, let's get the damn game here. Do you feel the same way?
I feel like I'm the one that's supposed to be saying that.
I know.
All right.
That's how much we care,
I think
Coach.
it's going fast. I'm sorry?
That's how much we care.
Oh, I know you care. I mean, it's obvious. You can see that in the passion of your voice, but more importantly, in the precision of your questions.
Look at that. Every week.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely not in a hurry because I just always believe in the process of the preparation. So, but I thought it's going pretty quickly here up to this point. But today will be a good day because Friday's always the day where you have everything in, you're reviewing, and then you can really focus on the beginning and the ending of the game. That's we call it fast start Friday and furious finish Friday. So we're excited about Sunday, but definitely in need of these 2 days of prep before we get there.
So your sleep patterns over the next few days, you don't think they're going to change too much with your playoff experience? Like, do your nerves, it's a good nervous energy go up, or you have a hard time sleeping, or just the same as always?
I have a hard time staying down, and I think it's just more during the course of the week because what's on your mind. Friday is usually a decent night of sleep historically for me, but no, I just won't stay down as long. I'll get this. I've learned over time. I was foolish enough as a young coach and lived by the saying of sleep is for the weak, and that was not a good plan. But I did it for about a decade. But no, I fully understand, like all of us, the importance of sleep. But I just can't stay down as long, particularly the night before game.
Coach, what's the biggest difference that you've seen between playoff football and regular season football? Let's take the emotion out of it, right? Like the game is bigger, but like on the field, the biggest difference. Well,
I mean, it really it's tied to the emotion. The energy is just constant. The urgency is heightened. The momentum swings. You have to be focused on the momentum swings because you don't want to swing too far. Either way. It's important to stay. We call it stay in neutral. But I think the biggest thing outside of the emotion is it's the focus. The focus in these playoffs games is really, to me, is the winning factor. And so far, I think our guys have done a really good job in the preparation part of it. Really, I thought Wednesday's practice was outstanding. We had some bumps in the road yesterday, but that happens, particularly in the padded work and things like that. But no, it's really the focus. The focus is the difference.
Do you think sometimes teams get a little too conservative in the playoffs? Like they don't want to make that mistake. They don't want to make the mistake that's going to cost them the game instead of just going out and playing?
I think it's happened. Yeah, no doubt. I think it's all part of playoff experience. I mean, there's the biggest thing that I've seen in playoff football is, how you win the game, and it usually doesn't show up in the statistical component of it because, there's always a few plays in a game in this league. I mean, it's so hard to win a normal game, a regular season game in our league, and then you get into the playoffs, and there's always key plays in games, and in just the discipline and the focus of not chase those plays, but obviously execute them when the opportunity is there. So I can see that definitely being the case for some individuals, but I wouldn't say that's an overall team issue, that I've seen in my experience.
Mike McCarthy here on Sean and RJ 105.3 The Fan. I'm curious what your reaction has been, or if the players have laughed or gotten a little ticked off over this narrative of this game of, it's physical versus finesse, and San Fran is going to come in here and try to beat up the Cowboys, and they're the tougher, more physical team. Have you heard that, Coach, and your reaction or your guys' reactions to that thought?
No, I mean, I have not heard that. I mean, I definitely understand, how San Francisco presents itself and in the style of play that they bring to the table. I respect their style of play, and I think it's definitely lines up with our style of play, and I think it'll be a big part of the contest. It always is. I mean, I think it'll be one of the keys to victory for us is to, not only the style of play that they bring in here and we bring into the game. It's going to be the focus and discipline of it through 4 quarters. So, yeah, Christ's sake, I don't know. Sorry, I don't mean to say it. I don't look at our team as a finesse team. So this is the first time I've been asked that all week. So great job.
Oh, yes. All right. Bad job by the other media members. All right. Do you have
You said it.
do you have a magical McCarthy motivational trick planned for your guys before this one?
Magical? No. I think it's messaging for the way we do it in-house here. It kind of forms itself during the week. I mean, you definitely have focal points that you're hitting on. But, yeah, there's no watermelons in the building. I'll just say that.
That's a good reference. Mike McCarthy joins us here, 105 through the fan. How does Kyle Shanahan make the running game? I'm a passing guy. How does he make it fun? Because usually you think running it's just pound it in the middle, boring. He makes it creative and fun. What does he do differently as a coach?
I appreciate his creativity. I think, but he stays to his core values. If you look at I know every coach has a history and a path that they go through as far as establishing their own identity and their own voice and particularly their own style of play and scheme, scheme awareness. And I think he does that, in the run game. I mean, it's obviously you look at the way their lines are built. There's a lot of investment in their offensive, defensive lines, so they're very talented. But I think he does an excellent job of being creative, and particularly, I think they do a really good job of stressing the C gap is the way we've always viewed it. For whether you're trying to set the edges to the front side of the run or the cutback lane to the backside. So I think they do a really good job with formation and shifting and particularly being in one personnel group and be able to attack you with 2 back concepts and 1 back concepts and empty back concepts. So I think he does a very good job being creative and challenging the defense.
Coach, it looks like you guys are looking near perfect or as great as you could have hoped health-wise. Is that the same for COVID today as of what you know? I know where you're going next after this call, what office you're going to, but you guys looking good in that regard still today?
Looking good. I've already been down there with Jim in the training room, so everything's clear today.
Nice.
So we're off to another great start. Yeah, I can't say enough about our players and really our coaching and support staff. I mean, just the urgency and the awareness of doing the extra things. So knock on wood, it's been a really good week. I'm hoping we're through the storm that we were in last week and in the prior week. So, but yeah, it's the health of our football team. And when I look at the big picture, Jerry, Steven, and Will, just how we projected the roster and trying to get guys back at the right time and playing guys at a certain play time here down the stretch. I think it's worked out very well. It's really laid up nicely for us because this is the healthiest we've been in quite some time.
Coach, officiating has obviously been a big storyline throughout this year. I can never remember in my 10 years of doing this waiting for the crews to be announced to talk about that on the radio. But what do you know about this crew in terms of their tendencies and maybe what to expect Sunday?
Well, I mean, it's really the statistical breakdown of the crew for this week. You really kind of have to throw it out the window. Alex Kemp, we've had him this year, but it's an all-star crew. So I think he only has one other official that from his crew that's on there, the Kemp Super Crew. And so I think my experience, and I hope it holds true, is you're not talking about officiating a whole lot in the playoffs, and I hope that's the case. But yeah, you can't really, because my belief is the crew's performance is really driven by the white hat, and I think the fact that these guys haven't really worked together. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes. I'm very hopeful and confident that we won't be talking much about the officials after this game. Is my thought.
Coach, Jerry talked to us on Tuesday about potentially having the kicking woes altering the game plan. Do you see that as a possibility that maybe you go for 2 a little bit more, or you go for it on 4th and 3 a little bit more because of the inconsistencies at kicker?
I'll just say, you look at every game. First you start off where you're playing. So I feel good about the wind. As far as Sunday.
Right, might be good.
So that's a starting point. But no, it's you go through it every week. Greg's having a very good week of prep, and trust me, no one's more conscientious of the details of what he's going to do to perform on Sunday. So I'm definitely in tune with that. But yeah, the 4th down is something we'll spend a little more time on today, and then we'll finalize tomorrow morning in the coordinators meeting. But we have a process of going into the game of when we want to go for it on 4th down, down and distance and so forth, and we'll use the same process again this week for San Francisco.
Mike McCarthy here on the Fan. I love what you've been saying about Dak throughout the week in the daily pressers. For those that missed that, for our audience, what's he been like this week, and what's really impressed you about him preparing for a playoff game?
Well, I mean, he's Dak Prescott. I mean, if you just watch him command the huddle, it's the same every day. He commands the huddle the same in the walkthrough as he does on the field. And I think it's a tremendous asset and really a reflection of discipline in how he prepares a professional. I mean, he's done that all year. So I think the most important thing is you just see him being himself. I think like anything, trust me, every one of us can't wait to play Sunday. This is what we've been working for. This is what we've been talking about working towards since April. So, and he's definitely at the front of the line, and he just wants to go out and perform the best he can. And trust me, I don't think there's anybody I know in my experience that doesn't put more into it than he does. So he's a great leader for us, and obviously what I always appreciate is a phenomenal example for our young players.
And did I hear you correctly yesterday that you committed to being slimed for the Nickelodeon audience if you all win this game?
You caught that, huh?
Yeah, we did.
You tried to spin it to sign to get Dalrymple to bail you out, but I don't think it worked.
Well, I frankly, I didn't. At that moment, I wasn't, totally in tune with exactly what I was being asked. But as always, I showed keen flexibility and adaptation to please the crowd. But
very much so.
So yeah, hey, like I said yesterday, anything for the kids.
Coach, San Fran fans travel well. We've seen that here. And the Rams saw that last week. They commented how it was difficult. It was unexpected. Have you guys had to prepare for maybe the not so quiet home field when you guys are on offense?
Definitely. I mean, we do the crowd noise every week, so I'm not super concerned about it. But I think it's also it's a reflection of how people feel about coming to Dallas, how they feel about coming to AT&T Stadium, and and obviously I think that the desire to be at this game. I think it speaks volumes about what's in front of us. I know working at other places, the opposing fans love to go to Dallas, and that's part of the challenge here. It's part of being the challenge of being a Dallas Cowboys. So we welcome the pressure. It's a privilege, and it's something that you learn very quickly. What the expectation in the standard is. And it won't be the first time that we'll have opposing fans in our stadium. It's I think it's more of a reflection of people wanting to be here to see the Cowboys and the 49ers.
Coach, the big news that everyone around here was celebrating yesterday was finding out that Will McClain wasn't going anywhere. Can you just talk about your time in working with Will and what has really impressed you the most about him?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I was personally and professionally was thrilled to see Will get the contract finished. So he's someone that I probably worked the closest with. Will and I spend a tremendous amount of time together. He's very diligent in his process. He's been here quite a long time, so I think that's important because you have the in-house and comparables versus the league-wide comparables. So he's an excellent personnel man, super consistent. And I can't say enough about how much I enjoy working with him, but yeah, I think to a man, everybody was thrilled to see that we got Will completed on this contract. That was a very nice day yesterday.
Coach, I don't know if you heard this, but I'm going to go there. Bart Scott talked about how Josh Allen, because of the cold, he has bad circulation, should take Viagra before the game to improve his blood flow. You've coached in some cold weather games. Have you on the sideline popped a blue pill to stay warm? Because you're not moving around very much.
Well, that's a shocker that you picked that up. I have coached in a lot of cold games, and but I never even heard of that recommendation. I understand it, not that I would know from experience.
You understand it?
Sure, absolutely.
I understand the thought process in it, but yeah, that's that was definitely newsworthy. So, but I think it shows the mentality of playoff football. Whatever it takes, you got to get up as high as you can.
Yes, you do.
Right.
Mike, well done. Well done. Thank you for the time, and we are wishing you all the luck on Sunday, and we're hoping to celebrate with you, man. Thank you. We appreciate it, and good luck with that sleep.
You bet. Take care, guys.